So this is for me. I've been taking a lot of time for myself, as much as I can, with the 3D responsibilities, but I guess the easiest way to say it is I feel like I'm walking around without even being here. Like, I'm aware that I'm here and I'm doing the things that I need to do, and I'm still working just as hard, but I'm not fully here, which doesn't mean that I'm not present. It's just I don't know, it's an odd thing. Since that last video I did, which I think I called it, "Do you feel that?" or "Can you feel that?" or something like that. I just haven't had any desire. It's like I took the message and went with it, and that I just backing away from all of the things that minus smoking. I still smoke. All of the things that I just don't think are helping. I am more and more convinced that that the social media is, I don't think people realize how their brains are just being warped. Okay, so like Star Trek, how they go into those plasma distortion. What was it called? Spatial distortion. That's what it reminds me of. Like, your minds are just being fixed and stuff. So anyways, I had a crazy dream last night. It was weird. So I was aware of myself in the dream, and I was telling myself that you're in the dream and this is yourself talking to you. And I said, okay. And then the other one was higher than I didn't see a face or didn't register any kind of connection. The interesting part was that I was aware that there was a third entity there. Energy. There was a third energy over here. I was right here. And then my physical self, the self that you're seeing right now, was right here. It was like I was in a different dimension, talking to myself about myself talking to myself in another dimension. Does that even make sense? The only thing I remember from that dream was 9152. And I remember my 3D self, like my asleep self, telling my sleeping dream self, okay, that's 9 plus 1 plus 5 plus 2, 17. And then for whatever reason, I felt like there was some kind of acknowledgement of, but I didn't even remember that until after the woods today. I was driving, and the number just popped into my mind. I think I said I love you to the trees as I was driving away. But yeah, I felt like I was given lots of information. But the only thing I remember, and in my dream, I wrote it down in the journal. And then I went back to sleep, and I was watching myself fall back asleep. I checked my journal. Nothing there, I don't believe. I'll look again tonight. Anyways, all day long I've looked in the calculator. Actually, I put the wrong number in that calculator, so I actually have to look it up again. But there was one that caught my eye about Sophia, which would tie into the Melchizedek that I've been experiencing for months now, this whole year. Anything else? Anything else? Is there anything that wants to come out? Of course, there's lots that wants to come out. I'm shuffling them different than I normally do. They don't like that. Yin and yang. Sit quietly and close your eyes. Breathe slowly and deeply. In your mind's eye, imagine a yin-yang symbol representing two opposing but complementary forces. Something that's found throughout all of nature. Yin is often symbolized as water or earth and is considered the receptive, feminine force. Yang is symbolized by fire or wind and is the creative, masculine force. While opposites, they are not absolutes. Nothing can exist on the physical plane without its opposite, and neither part is superior to the other. Allow this image to move you to your center, where you feel at one and at peace with your whole being. You are everything. And this card was the one that popped out. It says wisdom. Activate your inner wisdom and allow the equal amount of positives and negatives about any experience or situation to enter your awareness. When this occurs, they cancel each other out. Healing happens and all resistance about that situation or experience melts away. You are left feeling soft and easy. The veil of illusion parts and you have an aha moment that may go something like this. Now I understand why that was here in my life. That message has been coming up a lot lately. Which I was thinking when I was reading this, I'll tell you a story afterwards. Now I understand why that was here in my life. That makes so much sense. My life is always showing me how to come back into balance so I can see and feel my higher wisdom. Today, look where your dreams are in your life instead of where they are not. You are wise. Yeah, I mean, I always try to do that. I mean, if I'm not there, then have to adjust. I require myself to adjust, hold myself to that standard for sure. Okay, so I remember this, I had a charm that I bought 2 years ago or so, and it stayed on for a little bit, and then it kept falling off. It's my charm bracelet. It kept falling off, and I was like, why does it do that? It didn't make any sense to me. So, those signs 2 years ago sparked definitely something. I didn't understand it then, but I do now, like that card says. And I'm so very thankful for that journey. That was a good one. That was a really good one. All right, I'm gonna do these because I feel like that dream, that's what I'm trying to get more information out of, and I know that it'll come when it's supposed to, so maybe I'm not doing the right thing. These are the Atlantis cards. So we've got pairs of 2 happening tonight. That's okay. First one is we have Herkimer diamond, which for years now, that's what I said I wanted my next wedding ring to be. But I'm married to everything and all things. But Anu Ra'el. We have 3 dots. And the code word is oneness. Which goes well with the yin and the yang, yeah. And we have aquamarine, simplification, and a word of aquamarelle. I see the toroidal field in this one. These are pretty intense chapters in here. But that's okay. Oneness. The Master Crystal Deva. Anu Rahel. The Devas came up in a pretty powerful message to me the other day, which is why I paused there. Walk with me a while. My energies know no bounds. I allow distance, time, and space to become an illusion, for in separation, the united principle of unconditional love, which you are, is hidden. Let us lift this physical blanket that has robbed you of your freedom, your birthright. Go inward now. Not up, down, out, or around. The seed you search for is what you are, a seed that is not easily seen, hidden by a flower in full bloom. I will link and bring together the elements of creation, facilitating communication and attunement between them over a great distance. But this is not my true purpose. Walk with me a while, and you will come to see that all you wish to bring together is but one. There is no separation or fear, except that which you choose to perceive. Sit calmly now. Carry the joy of unity to the world. I know it lives in your every realized breath. Marvel at my light, for I am but an ember in a fire of your greatness. In truth, you are my Father, a blessing within the universal oneness. That's trippy. I did a personal reading before I started this one, before I started the and it said nature and then Father's love and then forgiveness. And I said, well, I have forgiven my father. Like, I was aware, I knew, I remember that process. I remember the lift, it was one of, if I had to write down 5, big spiritual experiences in my life, that was one of them. And not many people can understand how I'm able to move on from that situation. Anyway, I said that to the cards. I was like, I thought that that's what I had gone through. I thought we had addressed this. And then trust came out. And I said, okay, all right. And willing, okay, well, maybe I need to explore that more. I don't see how. I spent a very good amount of time on it, and then it said hello from heaven and receive. All right. So keywords. Affirmation. I am the infinite unity of light. I am. We are. Keywords to help reading. Oneness, attunement, stress, telepathy, alignment, linking, unity, being, Anubis, illusion. Animal totem is ant. Father. Ant. Okay, let's look. Let's look at this aquamarine. I've had this one before, but I would not remember all of these. In my brain, it's not that one. Okay, so there we go. Join with me. Oh, Master Crystal Deva Aqua Morale, which is right there. Join with me. Let us light the expression of universal truth within you in the simplest of terms and allow clarity of truth of your true path into action. Blessed being of infinite light and intention with me, your voice lights the timelines and universal halls of truth. I welcome you home in peace, for from your action, universal perfection will arise, allowing you to see the joy in all that you do. Time is never wasted in God's work, and it is that fact that I can help you see as you are the hands of God, and all that you do is in your vast reality becomes a sacred part of the whole, a new playground in which to play the song of simplicity. And then it says, in simplification, the affirmation is, in simplification, I manifest perfection. This is simplification, voice, higher self, the ocean, courage, speech, expression. Throat center, thymus gland activation. There's much more. It is a seahorse. The animal totem is. This is a second double message confirmation from today. You know how some things pop up multiple times. So the best way to the presence of the aquamarine today lets you know that it is time to take the most direct and simple path to in whatever it is you are undertaking. The best way to deal with all that enters our life is quite simply fast. Deal with the small things while they are still small, and do not allow the world or mind time to complicate the matter. That was the message. The best way to deal with all that enters our life is quite simply fast. Deal with the small things while they are still small, and do not allow the world or mind time to complicate the matter. Usually, Aquamarine's pathway of action involves verbal communication, which I'm doing with the channel. I'm trying. It's a very uncomfortable thing for me. I am very private, and I've been working my way up for almost a year now, trying to keep it going. And it's an odd year, so things have been not very consistent. Not that I'd be consistent otherwise, because, life. Directly need to directly speak with. Action involved. Verbal communication. There is someone you probably need to directly speak with. Aquamarine also appears when the doors to much needed gifts from the other lifetimes are opened up to us, when the higher self needs you to sit and listen. So that was certainly direct communication. And I always say that about my dreams, but I think in the past year or two, I doubted that for whatever reason. I haven't been able to dream very much. So it's interesting. I'm happy that they're back. I think that has a lot to do with me sleeping. I moved back home to my own place. And I'm honest about it anyway. I mean, so something's trying to come through. There is wisdom to be had. It's a gift. Yes. So we're finally maybe getting the next portal of the journey. I had a saying a couple years ago that I had written on my whiteboard that was beautiful, and I can't find it. I erased it, and now it's gone. It's fine. It was there when it needed to be there, but I don't allow any distractions. My journey, my life path. I know that I'm here for humanity. I trust that what I give out, I'm mindful enough to trust that what I give out, is from my heart and from my truth. And I'm good with that. That was one of my big hang-ups with the channel on YouTube, was that I didn't want to create a false sense for anyone. I wanted to be able to pass on information in a different way. I did this on social media, which I guess YouTube is still social media, but I did it in another form previously. And I thought maybe I don't know why, maybe doing it face-to-face or with my voice was going to have a little bit more of an impact, or the impact that was needed in that moment in time, or then, now. All right, so we know that the dream is pretty big. The ants, that's big because that's been coming up a lot. It died down after I was able to talk to Art a little bit. And then nuclear has come up too. It's just so weird right now. That dream last night was big. I'm interested now to look at what that. Got the number 17, You guys, I answered it wrong. This is how great the universe is. Thank you. I entered it wrong on, I was with a friend, Curtis, and he said, I told him about the dream, and he said, well, have you looked up what happened on that day? Because I told him about the 17, and that it resonated because I keep hitting that day or that number. And he was like, have you looked it up? So I tried to look it up, and then I put it in to search it, and it kept pulling up the first instead of the second. So I looked up September 2nd, 1951. And it kept pulling up this one event on September 1st, 1951, which had to deal with Arizona, not Arizona, jeez Louise, New Zealand. Why did Arizona come up? New Zealand, Australia, and the United States, and some nuclear deal called AZUS, A-Z-U-S, S-U-S. Packed. Anyway, I got really frustrated because I'm like, I entered it like a good amount of times too, going back and deleting it and putting it back in. And now I know why, because I got the number wrong. I entered in 92 when it was 9152 and not 9251. I transposed them. So that's the connection with the dream anyway. Wow, okay. All right. All right. Dear you. Dear you, there's only one you, and you have a unique place in the universe. Sometimes situations come up that challenge you to be authentic, and that means you have to be fully yourself and let go of being what you think others may want. Now is not the time to conform to other people's standards or expectations. This is big because I did that with my relationship. I was like, I'm sorry. I gotta change. Something has to change. I gotta get back to my center, and that's foremost above everything and anything. Be proud of who you are and be courageous. Stand tall in your convictions. Being yourself is a powerful statement and will only lead you to success and ultimately happiness. Don't compare yourself to other people. Want what you have. I do. Very grateful. Choose what your heart wants and know what your purpose is. Oh, and know that your purpose is yours alone. No one else can claim your magic nor take it away. When you place authenticity and originality high on your list of priorities and give them a prominent place in your awareness, extraordinary things happen. Your life is a beautiful one. I do believe that to be true. And so maybe that's touching on, because I did do what I did. I put my spiritual path before anything else. Because it's not just my path, right? It's the whole of humanity. That's how I see it. I see not necessarily in my timeline. I'd like to see it in my timeline. Yeah, but not necessarily in my timeline. That happening on a time that I just don't know. I might not see. My children might not see. The way people are talking and how careless they are with their words. And I feel like people are trying to accelerate the destruction of what we know as reality. And by reality, I mean this earth. And that is unfortunate to me. And I wonder if people understand that what they're asking for is death in the 3D, in this, and that they probably do. They probably do. I'm not sure that all understand that in this community. I know when I think about it, I just think about my children. And they're not aware enough. But who am I to judge that? Yeah, it definitely brings up some fear. But that's okay. Okay, so more about this dream, this father, this wisdom, this every oneness. This aunt, I keep seeing this card. It is the mirror, other lives, past lives, dimensional lives. That was 3. All right, this dream. Anything else about this dream? Just got the 6 of Cups in my mind from the Crystal Visions card. There are 3 cards that came out. I won't take them. Only one was up. Those can come back out if they would like. The dream. We have the secret, the unknown, mysteries, wonders. The mirror. So something hidden, something, other lives, past lives, dimensional lives. And then we have the crystal paths. Yes. I was being drawn to the Atlantis, the liquid crystal oracle. And this says, yeah, mineral spirits and crystal beings. And then on the bottom we have Mountain Goddess, which showed up the other night. High vibration, mindfulness, and power of the mind. How important it is to be aware of what we're saying and what we're doing, and living in that integrity is so huge right now. Oh my gosh, so huge. When I'm in the forest, I'm drawn to this lady being in the forest looking at herself in the mirror, but that reflection is a different reflection. Remember how I said I felt like I was walking a different time? Like I'm aware of what's happening around me. I get it. It's just not the same. But when I'm in the forest, I am absolutely revitalized there. And that is, I do my meditations there. My meditations are not the same that everybody else does, but just because I can't see it doesn't mean that they aren't there. This crystal path, this is my symbol on my social media account. Well, sorta. It's the 2-dimensional up triangle and the down triangle. All right, we go forward. That was the dream.